sole purpose throughout history has been to teach a small number of people how to become adept at controlling everyone else. Their goal is to destroy all existing religions save theirs, all existing governments save theirs, and shackle the mob in a system of eternal oppressive debt chained to a computer for the rest of their life. In a propagandized world to make them believe that they are happy in this system. Now, do you think they're succeeding? Haven't I described to you just now exactly what is going on in the world today? Yes, they're succeeding. They're succeeding because the American people don't understand their enemy. They don't even know what's happening. There's a method to their madness. There's really not much method to yours, because you're operating from a place of ignorance. And until you change that, you're going to be bumbling around, bumping into each other, saying and doing the wrong things, not understanding the nature of your enemy. And if you don't understand the nature of your enemy and the weapons they use, you cannot fight that enemy. You can't fight the battle. You shouldn't even be on the battlefield.
Smile empty, so merchandise. Smile empty, so merchandise. Smile empty, so merchandise. Smile empty, so merchandise.
Don't forget to buy him. Don't forget to buy him.
B&B Theaters, Creve Coeur West Olive 10 is now open. This luxury entertainment center features bowling, a redemption arcade, a restaurant and bar, and even a rock wall, in addition to amazing theatrical amenities never before seen in St. Louis. Visit bbtheaters.com for tickets and showtimes. Enjoy the magic of the movies.
Hey, it's about time we had this conversation. Do you want a beard like this, or close to this, or even half as good? Use Luxurious Bastard Beard Oil. Promo code LEGENDARY for a discount. And step your game up. Welcome back to the greatest show in the entire universe. As always, I'm Anthony Rogers and America's favorite rock star, Sean Danielsen. Aaron.
Howdy.
With us.
America's favorite. I don't know about that.
America's favorite rock star. Well, if you're one of the 1,000 people watching at home, thank you for wasting your time with us today on this Tuesday. We had 1,015 people watching so far. That's crazy. That's even real. So we have a big show today. We got a bunch of comics from like all across the United States that are pretty fucking funny. I mean, so let's start introing them, I guess. We got Jhonny Rox-Hollywood out of Honolulu. How you doing, brother?
How's it? Aloha. How you guys doing over there?
We got Caleb Salvatore from Nebraska, I guess. Omaha. Area.
Well, technically, yeah. No, I'm good, man. Just disappointed I can't play Dr. Phil this time around.
Well, good to have you guys, man. Like these are Jhonny we did a show together in Hawaii, and Caleb's like funny as fuck. I listened to his podcast. I was on his podcast. So if you're watching this in like other podcasts, Caleb's got a good show called It's Based. It's pretty good.
That's based. Outlawstreamers.com. Everywhere you get your shows.
So do that shit. So
yeah,
you guys enjoying the end of the world?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen Jesus yet.
He's on his way. He's on his way.
It's definitely a funny end of the world, that's for sure. There's a lot of laughs to be had.
Yeah, the movies never made it seem like it would be this retarded. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. It seemed like it was going to be very serious, and it's
right.
I mean, there's a lot to laugh at.
Yeah, it's great. They always made it look like the leader that was going to bring us into the end of days was this big evil antichrist figure, and it's two old people with dementia at the end of the day.
Shitting their pants all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty crazy.
It's no, it's
No
the
one's gonna
best.
no one's gonna bring up Charleston Heston. He was on the planet the whole time.
From Planet of the Apes.
Yep. I guess that was an apocalyptic movie, supposedly. Sorry, I jumped in. I thought that was a good joke, but I guess not. I'll stay quiet.
Stay quiet. Yeah, it's a
My
podcast.
jokes are dated. I bet everybody here was born in the 80s.
I was born in the 90s.
All right, I'm done with this show. Thanks, guys.
Hey, we've had people do that before.
Yeah, yeah. We had a Nazi do that one time. Like it was weird. Like everybody calls like everybody racist. We had actual racists on, and they got mad that Sean was like part Jewish and left. Like that was like the line. He's like he's 20%. Fuck this. He like got all like red faced and shit. It was weird.
Yeah, he got so mad.
I like my racists to be genuine. I don't like fake racists.
It's weird when like racists and liberals hate you. It's like this weird spot. You're just like, fuck. Liberals are like, you're racist. And they're like, no, you're not. You know, it's like, fuck.
You're not racist enough. Dude, I'm in the same boat. There's like half the people that like half the political spectrum calls me a racist. And then the other half, well, not the other half, but then the extreme, like actual fringe racists, they don't believe my marriage should be legal. So it's like, what the fuck do I do? You know?
You're stuck.
I got called racist a lot because in the Bronx, there are a few words that we use within the people of color community that doesn't really ring well with other people in other places.
Like what?
Such as the N-word. Like we say it in New York. It applies to everybody in New York. So
what's
like
the
if there's a white guy that lives upstairs, we say, you know that white head upstairs? You know, my spouse went to New York with me and he's Caucasian and he almost had a stroke. He couldn't take hearing the word so often. When I went out to say hi to my cousins on the corner smoking a blunt.
What's the N-word?
New Yorker.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Okay. You know, I'm from Missouri. We don't have racists here, so I don't understand. I don't understand the concept.
You have no racists in Missouri?
No,
Missouri's
racism doesn't exist there.
It's the only perfect state in the union. It's weird. It's a weird.
I'll tell you, man. One time I stopped in. Have you ever been to Craig, Missouri?
I don't think so.
No, I've never even heard of that.
It's famous for, if you Google it, it's famous for this lawn art featuring toilets and flamingos, like the flamingo things that go in people's front yard. And we stopped there one time. Me and my brother did. And I remember we went into this gas station, and I'm like, I feel like this is the kind of gas station that if a black person went and bought a bottle of water, they'd take it, set it on the back shelf, and go, we're all out of water here. Like, that was the kind of vibe I got from that town. So.
Sounds made up if it was Missouri, bro.
It's like right on the border with Nebraska, so.
That sounds more like Nebraska, bro.
Well,
you're coming up tonight. I'm sorry, you guys, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to jump in. I lived in Nebraska for almost 2 years. I lived in a town called Bellevue.
Oh, yeah, I live right up the street from Bellevue. It's like 10 minutes from my house. Yeah.
2911 Washington Street.
It's basically Omaha.
Sean and I have shows there next month. We're gonna be doing shows around Omaha next month.
Yeah. You ready to come up to my humble abode?
Yeah. I have a show in Omaha, and then Sean has a bunch of shows after Omaha. He's like just part of this badass tour. So we'll be I'll be joining you on karaoke probably, bro. Like,
fuck yeah, come out. I'll be hosting karaoke on Friday night. Hell yeah.
I'll just talk over a song like Alex Jones and talk about lizard people are taking over the world. Like, over my song.
Omaha, where I first got busted with a fake ID. I was doing comedy for 4 or 5 years with a fake ID. I started when I was 16 in Colorado Springs. And I'll never forget it because I opened for Roseanne, Louis Anderson, and a guy named Chris Fonseca. So that ID worked. I bought it on 42nd Street, but I was only 14. And they bought it everywhere I went. They bought it in Connecticut. They bought it in Colorado. When I got to Nebraska, I went to a place called the Max.
Oh, you went to the gay bar?
Why would I go to a gay bar? Of course it's a gay bar.
Yeah.
So I went to the gay bar, and for the first time when I showed the ID, the guy went into the drawer next to him, and there was no internet back then, so he went into a drawer, and our country had just developed a brand new book showing you all 50 states' ID, so you know how to bust someone with a fake ID.
Damn.
So they kept it, and that stopped my career in comedy for at least 2 years. I couldn't get another fake one.
So you're doing comedy at 14?
I was 16. I had graduated high school early, just before my 17th birthday, and we moved to Colorado Springs. And when we got there, my two older cousins didn't really secure a job. They just secured interviews. And I'm a fast talker and a hustler. I mean, they're smart and they had degrees, but, you know, when you got no hustle, you got no hustle. So I ended up getting a job first at a shoe store down the road at the mall. And so one day I didn't use the bathroom before leaving, and I really, really had to go. And as I was walking home, there was a place called Valdez Comedy Corner, and it was owned by a Mexican guy. And I thought to myself, well, he's Latino, he'll let me use the toilet. And I went in, and when I went in, they shut off all the lights while I was in the bathroom. They had no idea I even entered the place, and I didn't know that there were auditions going on. So I wandered into the audition room because I was just trying to get out. All the doors were locked. And when I started talking to them, they heard my accent, and apparently somebody from New York stood them up that day, and they mistook me for him. Somehow at 7 o'clock, I was on stage at 16, and they were bragging that I was an 18. Yeah, you know, they weren't bragging that I was an 18. They were bragging that I was from New York and that I was the youngest one there, because everybody was in their 30s and 40s. Roseanne was in her 30s, I think. So anyway, it went well, and here I am on your show 35 years later.
Well, welcome to the top, you know. Took a while to get here, but welcome.
Not lonely.
Welcome to the best show that's ever existed. You know.
We'll initiate you into the Illuminati later.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. I already had familiarized myself with Anthony's wonderful body of work since he's been doing comedy. But then I saw your videos today, and I have to say, I kept applauding. Good for you, sir. Congratulations on your career. The rockstar. I'm talking to the rockstar.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I saw your videos. They were great.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, normally like it's like a famous host and then like a co-host nobody knows about. But this time it's like an unknown host and then like a famous co-host. It's like
I looked up the producer. I looked up all of you. I didn't have to look you up. I've been watching your videos since I met you. Now I'm just a regular watching your videos. But it was great to familiarize myself with everyone that was going to be on the show today.
You know, it's funny hearing you talk about doing comedy and sneaking into clubs, because I grew up in LA and I was playing all the clubs on the Sunset Strip there from around the same age that you were. And I have so many memories of being forced to stay outside until the moment that I had to play, and then I could be allowed in to just go straight to the stage, go play the show, and then I had to get right back out. It's funny trying to exist in that world as a teenager. You know, they don't make it easy for you.
Oh, the list drove me crazy as a comedian. When you would go into the comedy store, there would be like 85 comedians on the list, and you try to find your name in that sea of people. The highest I ever made it to was number 4, and I was proud. Chris Rock got me that spot.
Nice.
Hey, welcome back, Caleb.
Hey, I'm back. Yeah, I'm gonna go cuss out my internet company tomorrow. We do this shit all the time. So, no, yeah, you're talking about open mic lists. I get that. I hate it. I hate when there's like they pull them out of a hat. So if you get there an hour early, you have just as good of a chance of going first as the guy who showed up 1 minute before it was time to go. Totally related.
Yeah, but in the 2000s and the 90s, it was different because Paulie's mother, Mitzi, ran it. It was like a cattle call. You would see up to almost 100 comedians lined up because this was on Sundays. It was called Potluck. I don't know if any of this still exists. It was called Potluck Sundays, and so every comedian had to line up outside all the way down the door. Thank God when I got to LA, I came with a little bit of popularity from Broadway, because there was no internet fame or reality fame. So you either came by word of mouth or they saw you on TV, and I had word of mouth. So I didn't have to stand on that line more than once. And then once Paulie met me, he took me into what's called the belly room, which is of all their rooms, that's the smallest room where everybody starts out in open mic. David Letterman, everybody starts out there. And then you branch out downstairs to the much bigger rooms. And that's where you make the real money. But nobody ever made real money. That was one of the controversies of why David Letterman got into a fight with her.
I do open mics like every once in a while. I just end up making fun of all other people, dude. Like it ends up being like just like comics like only like aspiring comics only, and I'm just like I can't do this. And I started just like booking shows. I'm like I can't fucking like I just end up making fun of them all and like tell them to do DoorDash and shit. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like go to DoorDash, get the fuck out of here, dude. And then I just get pissed off because I'm like fucking I don't know, man. I hate like mediocre bullshit. You know, it like pisses. It's like a fucking trigger. Like
You can only
but
do the same jokes in front of the same 12 comics so many times until it becomes redundant. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like the first time it's probably funny, yeah, but it's like, okay, like I'm here again this week, and like this shit. I'm like, holy fuck. Like we started making fun of him, man. Like once the last time I did an open mic, I think like I pissed off like probably 20 people, and they're like all trying to like they're all like yelling at me and being crazy, and I'm still just like beating them without a microphone, just like calling them like lesbians and shit. And they just have like fucking no idea what to do. They're just like losing their shit, and they're all like fucking like 21 to like fucking 40, just like all like losing their shit about it. It's like weird.
I went to one a while back, and this woman started heckling me during my set. You know, I turned to the host. I'm like, hey, how much time do I have left? And she goes, you're done. Get off the stage. I went, hey, I'm up here working. I was like, I'm up here working. Okay. I don't show up to your corner and yell at you when you're trying to pick up customers. And then she got all pissed off, and I go, I'm kidding. No one would actually pay money to fuck you. And then she like tried to stick her husband on me, and it was a whole ordeal.
Turn the knife once it's in there.
Yeah, it's like fun to like go like do stuff like it's fun to like do stuff with a bunch of people you don't know in a random situation, and like roast all the comics and stuff. Like in Santa Cruz, like one time I was like I no one knew, like I was just some fat loser trying to fucking just start in comedy and shit. And I'm like sitting in the crowd, and like I'm like booing all the other acts before me. And I'm like, boo, and like just the crowd's laughing and shit. I'm like, that sucked, blah blah. And then they call you up afterwards, and then they get so much more mad when they realize that you're on the set too. And I'm just like, sorry you guys had to hear all that stuff, man. It wasn't really good, I know. And just kept like doing that whole thing, and they're getting like, so the crowd was laughing, but the owner of the bar and the fucking other like comedians were getting like so pissed. They're just like fucking like, you know, just like trying to cry about it when the whole crowd's laughing. I'm like, that job's to make the crowd laugh, stupid, you know? It's like that's how I feel.
Why don't they normalize making it rain for comedians? I'm all for it, dude. Help me out.
Listen, yeah. I have a blanket behind me. I need the money, you know?
Yeah. Why do you tip single moms but not me? I didn't make the mistake of getting a girl pregnant in my team.
We actually have venues here in Hawaii that have tip jars for some of the comedy shows. It's cute.
We ran one out of a backyard way back during COVID when everything was supposed to be locked down. We ran like an underground comedy show, and you could do we left tip jars for the comics. I don't know, I made like $50 off of it. Better than nothing, I guess.
Wait till I get $50, bro. Just fucking wait.
Every industry on the planet is trying to get you to fucking tip now.
I would try $50. I would.
Oh yeah, now.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It is. And I live off of tips. I appreciate what the word gratuity stands for, and you know how we get it. But some of these places, if you tip and it's no longer COVID, I mean, you can't get mad at people. For COVID, there was a sense of community. That's why we were sort of pressuring people. You know, just give a little more at this time. If there's someone that has a
COVID was fake. COVID wasn't real.
It was a hoax. Yeah.
It was a lie. It was a lie.
Oh yeah, of course. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. All right, you can still join the Illuminati. I was just making sure you knew that. I was just making sure. We don't want to tell. Yeah, I mean, like, no one's watching this show, so we feel safe letting you know that it was all just a lie. And
My mother would love you. She feels the same. She's still not vaccinated.
Hell yeah, based mom.
I got 65 vaccinations. I'm 75% vaccine at this point. I'll never die.
I was going around collecting those. I was going around collecting those $25 grocery gift cards that they gave out with them, dude. I fucking fed my family for a month on that on the vaccine. No, I'm kidding.
You guys got any more vaccines? Actually, I was wondering if you guys had any.
I only had the third follow-up. I got the one after, only because they were sort of still requiring it, and I didn't want to take any chances. I really needed my job. Magnum PI, we didn't know if it was coming back, so I had to make as much money on that set as possible, and then NCIS as well. So I was working 2 TV shows at once, and you didn't have a choice.
I just boofed them all.
Yeah, if you told them that you weren't vaccinated, you went into a whole other category, which put you on a waiting list to be called in for work, and I just couldn't wait.
I got the first one because I had a couple gigs out of town that it was right around the time they were threatening to like make it necessary for air travel and all that shit, and I was like, I really don't want to risk it. And then nothing happened, so I just never got the second one, and I never got any of the boosters after that. I'm like, okay, I'm not putting this. I mean, I figured I abused ketamine in the middle of a fentanyl crisis, right? So like, what could one vaccine do to me? You know? So it was. I figured it wasn't.
Time will tell.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Fortunately, I didn't get any of the other ones, so
Well, my problem was the pandemic closed a lot of things, and fortunately for me, my mouth wasn't going to be one of them.
All you have to do is just repent to Jesus because you'll probably die faster. So just repent to our Lord and Savior. Make sure you're good, and save me a spot in heaven because you'll be there first.
I'm sure there's a seat on the bus for you.
Yeah, Rosa Parks style.
He has to sit at the back of the bus to heaven.
I'm actually in the back of a bus right now. I'm actually in the back of a bus right now. I feel a lot like Rosa Parks. Like, just like it looks like I'm in Anne Frank's attic, but I'm actually in the back of a bus. Looks like
Double racist joke. I love it.
Double
down.
Out of it.
Doubling down on it. I love it. Comedians are
I
only
love
comedians.
Jewish jokes. I've got one that's doing well here because of all the lava that's flowing off a big island. I tell the audiences now we've got more fishers than a Jewish phone book.
Nice.
We had to retire the Chins in China one. It was just too old.
And if anybody thinks you're racist, they're homophobic because you're gay.
That's
So
right.
So if like, they think that your joke is
I love when
racist,
Puerto Ricans call me racist.
Yeah.
When my own people call me racist. I love it.
everyone's like, you're racist. I'm like, I know. I'm just like, I know. And I was like, I'm just joking.
There is no more. There is.
Who is it? No, I'm just joking.
There is no community that is more diverse than the quote unquote white supremacists. I mean, there's white people, there's Kanye West, there's that Hispanic guy that shot up that mall in Texas. I mean, there's
Larry
so many.
Elders.
Yeah, Larry Elder. We call my fiance, she runs the boards on my show. We call her because she's Native American. We call her the red face of white supremacy. So I mean, it really is. It's the big tent clan. You know, it's.
Please don't forget Candace Owens. That's the whitest black chick I've ever met.
Well, Ray, anyone that disagrees with the liberal crew is now a white supremacist, regardless of their skin color.
And the only thing worse than white supremacists are the Jews. It's the only thing I hate more than them. I can't stand white supremacists or Jews.
Make that a bit.
It's like.
I feel like I'm on Family Guy.
The only thing I hate. That's fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Whew, that's a good one.
Has Facebook dropped the feed yet, or what?
No, we somehow have people watching right now. We have like 1,000.
Are we canceled yet?
Yeah, we're trying. I'm trying to get canceled. I'm tired of working. That'd be that's the best way out. You have like a 30-city tour. You're like, oh, I was canceled, bro. Sorry, everybody hates me now. I have to sleep. It's like the only way out.
Oh, he posted my socials. Fuck yeah. I promise I'm funny. I promise I'm funny, even though my name's @Caleb isn't funny. But you can follow me there.
Find out for yourself.
Yeah, you can go find out for yourself. Yeah, sure. Why not? You can do that too. I don't know, man. I've almost been banned from TikTok like 17 times. I'm just waiting for the day I wake up and they're like, you're gone.
I don't know how people get banned. I should have been in the electric chair by now.
I know.
Just wait.
My most recent strike was I posted a video saying that Taylor Swift and Andrew Tate should start dating. They took it down for hate speech.
That's great. That's a great line.
I have no idea.
How is that?
Well, maybe his family got really offended.
He might have.
It was Tate speech.
They don't want their son to be the next Billboard hit and winning a Grammy.
Sean already has all the Grammys. Like he's not giving any back. Sean has all the gold records and he's not giving any back to anybody else. Nope.
Sean, are you gonna do a feature for Taylor Swift when she comes to Missouri?
I don't live in Missouri, but
I'll
come up there to do it. Sure.
Come up and do our show.
You do record here though, so maybe.
What?
Where is everybody?
You do record up here though, so maybe Smile If You Soul featuring Taylor Swift, dog. I don't know.
You're right. I do track my records in St. Louis these days.
There you go. Perfect. I'm
pretty sure that a Taylor Swift "Smile If You Soul" collab is not gonna happen. I'd say an Andrew Tate collab might happen before that. The Taylor Swift one.
Andrew Tate collab could very well happen. I don't know, man. I had a celebrity couple name for him and everything. It was #Taylor Swift. And they shut me down.
Dude, that's great.
That's hate speech, bro.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Bell got blocked for going to Anthony's show. Damn, you're getting people in trouble, Anthony.
Welcome to Terrace Watch List if you're watching this
right now. Probably won't have a Facebook by the time this is over.
Welcome. This is actually only 1,000 FBI agents watching the show right now. All watch on their cell phone right now. They're They're like, okay, like what can we get these people to say?
I see. I assume that FBI agents are watching my show because it's called That's Based, and it came out that that was one of the words they were tracking. And we don't do crazy numbers, but like we do enough that they probably pay attention to us. So I took that as a badge of honor.
Now. It makes me feel like a juggalo being on the terrorist watch list, you know?
Right.
I'm not interesting enough. The only people watching me is probably Amazon.
Oh, they're watching all of us, man.
Right now.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them watching right now.
I won't let Alexa in my house.
I hope they appreciate my good looks for my age.
How old are you?
I'll be 50 this summer.
Oh, big 50, huh?
I made it. I don't know where my gray hair is. It's late, but I'm sure it's coming.
Oh, I even have a couple of those. Hey, 50's not old if you're a tree, bro. Okay? You'll be all right.
God knows I love wood.
It's crazy. You're 50. You look like a 12-year-old in like disguise. like the glasses, the mustache. You're like trying to like buy beer at 12.
Look for me in the trilogy of Orphan.
Man, that's crazy.
I'll be playing the little girl again. How the fuck they made that movie twice? I don't even know how they got away with it the first time.
That's crazy. You got busted for your fake ID at the Max. That's where I got sexually assaulted.
Oh yeah, but sexually assaults there that's the minimum. You have to be assaulted to be allowed in.
Well, I went with my buddy because it was his wife's birthday, and we're full. Like he'd go up and take a piss, and guys would buy me drinks. It was kind of nice, right? And then I went to the bathroom, and it's empty. A guy walks up to the stall right here to the urinal right next to mine. Looks over and goes, "You got a nice cock," and I'm like, "Thanks, but I don't swing that way." And he goes, "You can tonight," and he just grabs my dick, and then I punched him. I was like, "Get the fuck off of me." It was probably.
I'll make it brief. This is what happened. Since I was a minor living in Nebraska, because we left Colorado and we ended up going to Nebraska.
True.
6 months into it. Anyway, my cousins never even though I had a fake ID, my cousins never let me go to a bar by myself. So my cousin Louis, who was about 6 foot whatever, and he looks like a Disney prince character, very good looking, is at a bar, and it was close to closing time, and a gentleman had been hitting on him all night, and now my cousin had just gotten off heroin, so he was clean at the moment, and so the guy offered him. This is 1990 something money. The guy offered him a $500 for a blowjob in the bathroom, and my cousin said, "Listen, you're going to be wasting your time. I am not gay, but we'll go to the bathroom, and if I don't get happy, I'm keeping your money." So they went to the bathroom and they tried it, and after a few minutes, my cousin said, "All right, you can stop now," and I'm leaving, and I'm taking the money with me. This guy followed us all the way back to Bellevue from the Max. But luckily for us, we lived 5 doors away from the Offutt Air Base, the Air Force Base that's out there. And the guy that gave us a lift home was military. So what he did was that since the guy followed us for over 10 miles all the way back home, he drove through the gate to get the guy to drive through the gate. So the military picked him up. We don't know what happened after that.
Oh, fuck. So
that is 1,000% true story.
He broke into a military base to get his $500 back.
This guy was seriously drunk, but this was the 90s. They weren't as strict as they are now when they catch you with DUI points and stuff like that. Now everything is, I think, a little more extreme than it was back then anyway. People actually, when I got here, if my manager was drunk, the cops would actually drive you home here in Hawaii.
So yeah, let me get this story down. Let me get this story right. Okay, so your friend blew a dude for $500, and the guy tried to get his money back, is what you said?
No, my cousin was the one who took me to a bar chaperoning me, and the guy hitting on him kept offering him money, and it got up to $500, and my cousin just couldn't say no because he knew he wasn't going to get a boner. And
so
he told the guy,
blew a dude for $500, and then the
guy
guy
blew my cousin.
He offered him money to blow him?
The guy offered my cousin money if he could blow my cousin. My cousin's not gay. He wouldn't put a dick in his mouth.
Okay.
But when he got to $500, my cousin just was like, okay, that's a lot of heroin.
Jeez, man.
So, yeah.
Heroin.
No more Nebraska stories. I want to keep my career.
Good, dude. People sleep on Nebraska. There's a lot of debauchery that goes on here. It's a crazy, crazy little state, man. There ain't much else to do but do stupid shit, you know? So it's like...
Yeah, make fun of Iowa.
Yeah, make fun of Iowa. We love to do that. That's always good. Don't go. Iowa's where I almost got killed on the road. Don't go to Iowa.
I was like your Arkansas. You know what I mean? It's like,
I'm going out on a limb here. You must have very high life insurance. You're almost getting killed everywhere.
Me? Yeah, no, man. My life insurance is cheap because they know they can't kill me. So it's all they've tried many a times. School shooting, all that shit. I survived it all. We're good.
You survived a school shooting.
Fuck yeah, I survived a school shooting. Hell yeah, I did. Look it up. Millard South High School, 2011. I was there. I was a freshman. And I wasn't David Hogg there. I was like 20 feet from it. I didn't lie, and I was like out sick or on a field trip like he was. I was actually there. Unlike the Sandy Hook shooting, my school shooting actually happened. You know what I mean? It was that kind of thing.
Growing up in the Bronx, there was always shooting, but the difference between my experience and the experience of today is that there was usually one person shooting one other person. It wasn't somebody that said, I want to take out 20 people I don't even know. That's the scary part. We've always had metal detectors in New York City. Always. All my life.
Ours, he shot a couple people, but he wasn't a big story because he was a black kid with a revolver, so there was no narrative they could push. No gun control, no fucking race thing, nothing. So it was all, they were like, okay, we'll sweep this one under the rug here.
I thought the news was just exhausted from all the other stories. You can only tell so many shootings a day.
Well, this was 20
news of shootings.
This was 2011, so it was like barely happening at that point.
I was a teenager. I'm so sorry.
The feds were just getting their thing rolling at that point.
Yep.
Starting to perfect it, and
yep, they were just exactly. They were just figuring out how to stage these mass casualty events.
Yeah,
they weren't doing a great job at it back then, but they got better. They improved. So props to them.
Yeah, they've gotten pretty good at it now.
The problem is, every time you think you've heard the worst story, we hear another freaking one.
About mass shootings?
Yeah, the Uvalde one still gets to my bones because of, every shooting gets to my bones, but especially where specifically they were all kids 10 and under and teachers. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't ring right.
Oh, it's all...
I take 2 Xanaxes every time I have to see that story.
Well, a lot of these things are Fed operations, to push gun control, to convince the population to surrender their Second Amendment rights.
See, I used to think that was a crackpot theory, and then it was just like all of a sudden, it's every time they start pushing gun control, it's like 4 or 5 of these mass shootings, boom, 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 and I'm like, come on,
they're always in clusters at a convenient time. Bill Cooper, the guy that was in the intro for this show tonight. He wrote a book in the 90s called Behold a Pale Horse, where he predicted that very thing. He laid it out. This is going to happen. It's going to be, pushed in order to convince the population to give up their rights, because America is the most armed. The American citizenry is the most armed group of anyone in the world. We've got like 40-something% of all the guns in the world belong to the citizenry of the United States of America, and until they can remove those guns, we're not going to go along with whatever plans they have for us. So they gotta make that move.
I mean, and the CIA's been caught like with literal mind control. They take schizophrenic or people with schizophrenia or a serious mental illness, and then they fry their brains with, DMT and LSD and stuff along those lines. And then they can basically just get them to do whatever the fuck they want to. And they're just crazy people.
Well, and I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's noticed that every single one of these mass shooters, it turns out they were already on the FBI's radar. They were already,
payroll. On the FBI's payroll.
We missed them.
Right. Exactly.
Our bad, guys. We'll get them next time, except we won't.
Exactly.
Caleb had a joke about the FBI at one point. It was like, it was talking about it was talking about the FBI looking into like a job. It's like we're gonna see which one of our guys did it or whatever. I forgot what he said. It was like an FBI joke, and it was something like that. Like we're gonna research which one of our guys did it.
Oh fuck! What was it? Yeah. I mean,
Are you saying it's like when someone runs for office, all of a sudden all these commercials are coming out for this one thing?
Sorry, what was that?
You want to repeat that, brother?
Okay, you guys are saying that like all all of the news that are reporting about all the shootings, you're saying that a lot of those are actually coming out, but it's really just to push, or
I mean, people are dying. There's real shootings going on.
The shootings are happening, but there's they're orchestrated.
Someone taking advantage of that.
Yeah. Well, okay. So they made all the weapons like easy to buy, and then they pushed them in the communities basically to scare everybody, and then they have these tragedies happen, children sad, death sad, and they put it in there. And they're like, okay, we need all these rules and stuff. But honestly, if people followed rules, like murder's already illegal. It's like stupid to make rules. I mean, they're already violating like a fucking commandment and a law. It's just retarded like marketing to make us be like, give up our rights. We need to give up our rights. And that's what they're like rallying. Which I mean, it's obviously terrible. But our military just drops bombs on people, kills them all the fucking time. They don't care about lives.
No.
I mean, everybody doesn't give a fuck about lives.
So if the gun control lovers get what they want, that's not what you guys want.
Fuck no.
You guys are saying keep the guns.
I think I own 30 guns. I'm not exaggerating. I quit counting, and as far as my fiance knows, I think we own like 6. But anyway,
well, I hope you live in a really good neighborhood so you never have to use them.
I'm going to add something here. So the Vegas shooter used to work for NASA,
and his girlfriend was a Fed.
That whole thing was goofy. Who fled to the Philippines the day it happened? Yeah.
Right. I mean, one man can't shoot out 2 windows on opposite corners of the building at the same time.
It is physically impossible for that dude to have fired all of those rounds.
Don't believe you're lying eyes. Watch the video from the cell phone footage. There's clearly 2 shooters on like 10 stories apart. All you have to do is watch the video.
There were shooters on the ground.
Yeah.
So
it's another JFK thing. There was multiple shooters.
Another perfect example, even though it wasn't a shooting, of how the feds work these days is that. Do you remember that Governor Whitmer in Michigan?
Yeah.
There was like some plot to kidnap her.
They all got exonerated. Yeah.
Well, they had to drop that case because it turns out every single person involved. One guy was a Fed.
Yeah. Yeah, and the 1 or 2 guys that weren't feds, they got them really drunk and high and went, "Hey, wouldn't it be a good idea if we went and kidnapped the governor?" And I mean, the shit you say when you're drunk and high. They're like, "Fuck yeah, man. That'd be fucking dope." Mm-hmm. And that was their evidence. And they did a similar thing in Michigan like 15 years ago. There was a plot they'd pretend a car was broken down. Cop would show up, they'd kill him, and then when they showed up for the funeral, they'd have it rigged with explosives and blow it up. And it turned out the feds were behind that too. You look at all the shit, the Patriot Front, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, all that Ku Klux Klan, all that shit has federal provocateurs involved. They all do. There's
absolutely.
If you look at any extremist group on either side of the political spectrum, there's feds involved. It's just the way it is anymore.
Absolutely.
They directly they have something to gain. They have a direct incentive to provoke people and spark a culture war, because if the left and the right or black people and white people, middle class and poor people are fighting each other, we can't look at the shit the federal government's doing and go, what the fuck is going on here?
It's divide and conquer and distraction,
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is. Yep, that's all it is. They're all feds, bro. Okay, so there's like members of these groups that are not feds. They're people that have nothing else going on in their lives and they got caught up doing violent shit. But the ringleaders are almost always tied to the feds.
Agreed. Yeah, it's comical at this point.
It's laughable for sure. No, it's they're involved in all that shit, dude. It's bad. And the only thing you can do, like the only solution, is you gotta find basically a president that's willing to be the one to take the bullet that's going to defund all these alphabet agencies. That's the only way this shit stops.
RFK Jr.'s trying to do it right now, he said.
Yeah, but will we get that president in our lifetime?
No, because they'll off him.
They won't allow a person that would do that to get to that office. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, look, obviously with JFK, he played their game and was their guy, and therefore they allowed him into that position. But something changed in him. He gave that famous speech about the secret societies and how he was going to scatter the CIA into the wind, and then of course, blam, a couple days later, he's dead. And so obviously he played their game. He got into that position because he was playing their game, but had a change of heart. I think the best we could ever wish for is somebody that actually is a member of their crew getting in there and having that same change of heart, but then somehow avoiding the bullet.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, man. Is I mean, there's more precautions now than there were when JFK was president. But shit, I mean, you're gonna tell me they can't compromise one Secret Service agent? I mean, it's fucking.
Yeah, when they have, I mean, they're the CIA, they're the FBI. They can make shit happen. They've got the heart attack gun, for God's sake.
Right. Well, that's what they were doing, dude. That's what they were doing with Epstein. There's a lot of stuff that points to Epstein being a CIA plant, like an asset.
Dude, absolutely, he was intelligence.
Yeah, and he would lure politicians and British royalty and like Saudi royals and stuff like that, and people, tech gurus and stuff like that, and they'd come over to his island and he'd get them on video or on photo with little girls.
I can't wait for those to come out.
That's never coming out. But they'd have them, so that way they'd have, hey, you're on video with this 14-year-old little girl, and now you do what we say. Otherwise, we don't even have to kill you. We'll just expose you, and that's enough for most people.
Yeah, it's a honeypot, and I mean, I think it gets even darker than just the underage thing. I feel like they were doing all kinds of weird shit. Those secret societies, initiation into those, for thousands of years has been some dark shit. It's not just like, oh, hey, get him to fool around with a slightly underage girl and film them. I mean, I think that they're carrying out, weird rituals and filming them participating in those kinds of things. And I think they have so much on these people due to people like Epstein that they just, it's total control,
100%, 100%, dude. And like, what do you think of the Pizzagate thing? Do you think that was legit, or do you think that was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
Oh, dude, I mean, I don't know. The way that I look at all this shit is I know very little, but I know that I dig. I spend a lot more time digging than the average person. So I feel like I'm more educated than most, but at the same time, you can never know anything for sure. But that is not outside of the realm of possibility the slightest. That wouldn't surprise me one bit. Nothing would surprise me at this point.
With Pizzagate, like a lot of it happened. They try to like made it sound okay. So like the FBI logo notified about like a bunch. Found like a bunch of like logos and things were using, and Pizzagate used it, and a bunch of people still use like the Pope and a bunch of other people.
Yep.
And then like they found out the people they're looking at were like their bosses basically, And
Yeah.
then like the people paying them and stuff. And then but they tried to side up the story to where like they're like there wasn't like an operation going on in the basement. There's no basement, haha. But like that wasn't what anybody was really saying. They were just saying all these guys were pedophiles and they're selling organs and they're fucking like and like it's like a sex trafficking and like and organ harvesting like operations. Why these people are so wealthy. Outside of like art that like we all know doesn't make much money.
Yeah, dude, you don't.
Yeah, like none of us are billionaires. That's what I'm trying to say by that. But and we're all artists. So clearly it's a money laundering thing. And these people are just doing like actual crime and like like they're crime syndicates. More or less. And
their only quote unquote proof to dispel Pizzagate was that there was no basement. I'm like, well, yeah, no shit. You don't sell the contraband at the front. Everyone knows that.
They saw the story of that.
That's crime 101. But here's my thing, man. Anytime the whole regime comes out in lockstep to dispel something, I mean, look at the Russiagate thing, the 2020 election, the vaccine, stuff that we all know. Basically, they lied to us about in unison, right? COVID not coming from the lab.
Come together quickly on certain things.
They did the same thing with Pizzagate. It's like, this isn't even up for debate. This didn't happen. If you think it did happen, you're a flat earther, so fuck you. That was basically the whole vibe they got. And the one reporter, Ben Swan, that came out and he detailed that. He showed the similarities and signs that pedophiles will use to identify each other on the dark web that this pizza company had in their logo, and then images from the Instagram account and the types of just weird, like, pedophile themed nights that they held at this pizza restaurant. And then he got fired the next day for it, and he disappeared for like 3 years off the air. So I mean, there was a little bit more smoke to that fire than I think a lot of people were willing to admit in the media.
Oh yeah, of course, because all the mainstream media has to do is come out and shame you for even being open to a concept enough, and it makes people just dismiss it completely. But like you said, they all come out in unison and start shaming
Yep.
You know, everyone that's even open to the idea, and that's how you know that you're onto something.
Well, yeah. I mean, remember when the COVID lab leak theory was a total conspiracy theory, and now they're like, oh yeah, by the way, that was true. Same thing with the Hunter Biden laptop story. Same thing. It was, oh, this is Russian disinformation. Oh,
Yeah, you would lose your account, you know, for speaking of such things back then, and then now it's fact. So it's interesting, you know, how that all works.
It's only a matter of time until we learn about 2020 being having some foul play.
Left me with a bad taste in my mouth because there was a time here. Adam Sandler came to make a movie here not too long ago, and I was on those 2 TV shows, and I got a part in that stupid movie. So every day I'm being checked for COVID, and I'm living with my spouse and my brother at the time here in the apartment. Nobody got COVID, and then one day they sent us all out to get COVID tested, all 100 of us at one time, to the lab.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody all of a sudden turned up positive. I kept turning up negative afterwards, but it was too late. They fired all 100 of us. But
fuck that.
How did I come up negative when I tested every day this week, and the only time I came up positive was when I went to that specific lab?
So it was a bad batch of tests.
I believe that because most of the people actually did have COVID or were sick or whatever, they were breathing all over all the crap everything was infected in there. So everyone's results,
can't determine
I believe, was coming back positive, because I find that highly, highly impossible that nobody, especially my spouse with whom I sleep with, nobody ever caught COVID in my house at all.
Well, those tests weren't good. First of all, like the guy that Kerry Mullis guy that invented the PCR test said that that's not an accurate way to gauge that. So
you can't find a virus with that test. Yeah, no, it's like a prop. It's a prop for false negatives. Basically, it's a control tactic.
Right. It's a false negative creator.
Well, dude, I mean, the death statistics were rigged too, and I know that for a fact because I had a great aunt that she was like 95 years old, right? She got COVID. She went to the hospital. Like, she was rough for a little bit, but she beat it. So she beat COVID. She was 100% free. She had tested negative every day for a week, but she was 95 and she had a lung infection. So obviously she had to go to rehab. So she was in short-term rehab trying to get back on her feet so she could live on her own again after beating COVID. And they gave her an aspirin. Well, her medical chart said she was deathly allergic to aspirin. The aspirin killed her. The allergic reaction to the aspirin did, but the coroner marked her death as a COVID death. So now they can't sue for medical malpractice, and it counts as another death toward the whole COVID nonsense.
And they incentivized hospitals marking deaths as the Rona. So
they were literally bribing them. Yeah.
Right. If you're a hospital and you mark down, X, Y, or Z as the cause of death, you get no money. But if you mark down the Rona, you get all of this fucking money. So what do you think is going to start happening?
It was 6 figures. I mean, you had people dying in car accidents, and they were calling it. They had COVID a week ago, so they technically still had it, but they were calling it a COVID death. There was a guy blew his head off with a shotgun, and they called it a COVID death.
My mother threw a fit when Dad died because he died as COVID hit the news, and when they put COVID on the paperwork, she just went off on everybody at the hospital. She said he did not die of COVID. I wasn't there, but he had replaced a kidney some years ago and was doing fine. So it's a mystery how he had dinner on Thursday and was dead on Sunday. We never figured that out.
Well, that's too quick to be COVID.
Yeah, people die. You know what I mean? Not every death. I mean, that's fucking terrible. Like, we all die.
What happened was he had the symptoms of COVID right before he died. Like, he got a fever all of a sudden. All the stuff that was related to, that was considered a COVID symptom. And before I could even buy my ticket to leave Hawaii to go get to him, he died.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild shit.
No, what was crazy was that they didn't return him until 2 months later because they were not releasing bodies at all in New York City.
Seriously? Oh yeah, that's true.
At one point, they were not releasing bodies.
Yeah,
so we had to wait 2 months. I never got to go. I missed all the last moments of his life and all the moments after.
Damn, dude.
It's crazy.
That's the one price you pay living out here this far. You just can't just get on a bus or an Amtrak.
Yeah, that's true. Is it expensive to fly to the mainland?
Not if you know the right people or you buy at the right time.
Gotcha.
It's not that expensive to fly there. It's expensive to fucking do anything when you're there. But it's like, like, you know what I mean? Like, fucking food's expensive and shit and, like, fucking stay. But I think, like, the plane ticket, like, isn't bad, I don't think.
It's more money to leave than to come in, believe it or not. They make it easy for you to get here, more expensive, like, when you want to leave.
Well, yeah, it's Hawaii, land of $14 Coors Lights, or so I've heard.
Something like that.
Well, that's because it's so
Absolutely.
expensive to get everything there, right? Like, it's
Thank
just
God everything is included in my place. Otherwise, I'd be blowing Ben Franklin's relatives right now. Everything here is triple. Everything here is triple the price. So
Yeah,
if
I
you
was
pay
looking
$100 a month for light in your place, it's going to be minimum $300 here.
Well, like, the cool thing about Vegas was it used to be cheaper, but now you go down there and everything's all corporate, you know, because the mafia quit running it. And it's like a $4 beer in Nebraska or Missouri is $7.50, $8 down in Vegas. It's the same shit, man.
Man, I'm buying $2 beers, bro. I'm cheap, dude. You know, if I'm drinking beer, I'm buying this fucking $2 beers here.
See, the last time I went to a place just because it had $2 beers is when I almost got in a fist fight in Golden, Colorado on the road. So I don't judge it off beer price no more.
You have to deal with that for sure for the job. Yeah, you definitely. I'm just lucky enough to have a beard. People are just like, they're like, nice beard a bunch, and just like, you know, I'd say they don't even try to find me. They're like, nice beard. How long did that take to grow? How long to grow your beard? It's like over and over again, like on repeat, endlessly.
It's the only thing anyone ever says to you ever.
Yeah, like, how long it take you to grow your beard? I'm like, yes, I did nothing forever. You're right. I didn't fucking.
Let them bask in the talent.
Yeah, it's like the dumbest thing to do. I mean, it's like the dumbest thing. But,
just, you happen to get the right genetics, man. What can you say? You know,
dude.
Yeah, you just didn't shave. You didn't shave for 5 years. Wow, good job. You know, it's like just a weird thing to reward. It's like he's probably like looking for the cure for cancer or something. You know, it's like let's like solve like actual fucking problems. You know, it's like.
Well, that's like when I hear stuff about, oh, you know, they're going to cure cancer by the year 2030. They're going to do this and that. I'm like, dude, they haven't cured baldness yet. Why don't you fucking chill? Let's relax on the medical miracles that are coming up.
It's like they're going to cure cancer again.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure there's like a fucking bunch of cures for cancer. They just keep killing the people that try to bring it up or locking them up.
Yeah.
Johnson's alive and he has AIDS. That's insane. So it's proven that you could cure it.
Wouldn't that be a global conspiracy? That means that everybody in every country doesn't want to find the cure?
Yeah, man. It's the World
There's
Economic
Forum.
Forum.
There's got to be one country out there that wants cancer gone.
It doesn't matter. They'll just invade. Like if there were say like some country some country in the Middle East went off the rails and they're like, fuck you, we have the cure for cancer, we're going to expose it. The U.S. and the UK and everyone would just go, hold on, we think there's human rights violations going on in here. And it'd be boom, regime change. They need some freedom. Let's give them a dose of freedom.
I'm not saying I agree. I'm just saying that's not far-fetched.
Yeah, man. It's I mean, there's governments around the world, but at the end of the day, it's the same 20 or 30 people worth billions and billions and billions of dollars that run the show.
Yeah, dude, there's a handful running the world, you know, at this point, which is why they're making their move so strongly right now. I think they feel the time is right to just throw the fucking shackles on and new world order us all, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why it's the whole regime came out in lockstep against Trump, and I've been fairly critical of Trump, but I mean, at the end of the day, the guy was a loose cannon. He didn't exactly bend the knee to them, and you see, I mean, when the same 20 people own all the media or 90% of the media, and the entire media comes out in lockstep, basically with the exact same washed up generic talking points against Trump, it's kind of like, I wonder what the incentive is there. When they're basically just repeating.
The great divide. No,
growing up in New York with Trump's name, Trump never ever had a good reputation in New York City ever.
Oh, I'm sure he was a scumbag realtor.
I used to work in housing. I used to work in the eviction prevention department of the courthouse, and I could not stand having to sit with his staff. They did things that were completely unethical, but were not illegal, and then some of them ended up being illegal. So he had to end up paying like $2 million, I remember, to one of the cases I was involved in. He wanted the building so badly that he wanted to get all the rent control people out. New York is one of the few places in the world where once you move into an apartment, if it's an apartment in a building or any place that has more than 7 apartments, you can never be evicted unless you create a violation, like you sell drugs out of your house, you die, something like that, but they can never take you out. And so he had a whole entire building he needed to empty, mostly with Jewish people, from the people that survived the Holocaust and stuff like that. And what he did was that he removed the front doors of security. He fired the doorman. He made it accessible for the homeless people to just walk in whenever they felt like it, to bring the quality of the building down. And they all took him to court, and they won. They won about $2 to $3 million. This was just around the time he opened his big fat mouth about those 5 kids that did not commit the crime.
Well, first off, he should have known better than to go to war in court with a bunch of Jews. That was pretty fucking stupid on his part there.
Yeah, but you got to remember, these weren't Jewish people, and you're too funny. These weren't Jewish people that, still had a lot of family. These were mostly widows. These were people that were just living off whatever money their husband left them when they died 20 or 30 years ago.
So it is.
So these were in no way, they had money compared to us poor folks, but they were not rich by any means. They could not afford an attorney for that.
Yeah.
That's why
I just don't like Trump because
he's
he's fat. Trump's a good guy, probably. I know he's just fat, and that's why I don't like him. I don't like fat people.
Anyone that eats that many Big Macs is questionable.
I don't trust him, man. If you ever turn sideways, you're gonna door dog. Get the fuck out of the way, It's like fuck, man. He's got titties, he's got a giant belly. I'm out, man. He looks like.
I mean, does it not strike anyone strange that he eats so many Big Macs? He is officially the color of the sauce in it.
Yeah.
I'm
more of a Biden guy, man. I like a president that falls down the stairs and can't talk
and shits himself.
I'm way more.
I prefer mine to throw up on Japanese people at their functions, at their conventions.
Biden did that too?
No, that was Bush.
The first one or the second one?
The first one. The second one doesn't know how to throw up. That requires focus.
Oh.
I think Biden's our best president of all time, dude. I think he's he's really lived up to his reputation. I think everybody should be proud they voted for him if they did. I think all my dead relatives are very happy they voted for him and put him in office.
My favorite president is nobody's favorite president, but he was the president when I was born, so it was Carter.
Oh yeah, that is nobody's favorite president.
I liked him.
I'm not a fan, dude.
He was the first president I ever knew as a president. So for those reasons alone, I have personal reasons I like him. But we all know he wasn't the greatest.
I think Biden's
good at building houses.
Biden's best president of all time. Oh, sorry.
Biden's I think there should be a fitness test. Not anything crazy. It's not like maybe we could do like an NFL combine for presidential candidates. You got to see how many times you can rep 225 on a bench.
Put them through the Hunger Games.
Or just like WWE Hell in a Cell, maybe something like that. We could pull that off. We could pull that off for sure.
Joe Biden versus a teleprompter. Really?
Well, the teleprompter would win. There's no question.
It's won over and over and over and over again for fucking 3 years.
It's undefeated.
It is undefeated. That's right.
I wonder who would win the fight, Joe Biden or Trump.
They'd both die halfway through.
I'm thinking, would they both even make it to the fight?
No, neither of them would make it. I mean, I don't know, man. Biden, he'd probably like turn around and face the corner of the ring, and Trump would be having a heart attack, and it would just make us look even worse. I
don't think Joe Biden could win a fight against anyone, dude. I don't care who it is.
Shane,
dude is he's not in the condition to barely walk. He has to be like led around as he's like half stumbling and shit. You know, he's he
could take Feinstein.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I didn't want to mention her name. I was like, God, don't say Feinstein.
Dude, I would beat Feinstein's ass in a fight. It wouldn't even be close, man. Let me be senator of California. Absolutely.
Let the woman be sick in peace, the poor thing.
Well, she needs to step down.
She's definitely. When they rolled her in this week, this was officially her swan song. There's no way she's coming back after this week. That was the whole reason they made it. If you notice, they dressed her up extra poppy nicely. There was extra. I'm from Hollywood, I know. They made it look as healthy as possible, but you could not hide the hollowness in the eyes.
Can only put so much lipstick on a
her. And I love her. I think she's great. As far as the work she's done But she's done. It's over.
That decrepit old bag can burn in hell for all I care.
That's what I was gonna say. I think that they just need to take all of them and remove them all by force, and they need to be replaced. Then they need to end. They need to create term limits for every office.
I agree.
And then they need to take away. They need to remove the ability to invest in the stock market while you're a politician. And then they need to create. They need to replace all of them with just regular people, right? Like construction workers, plumbers, firefighters, people that would actually get into that position and think about like how is this going to affect the common man in a positive way, and
it helps with people that have the experience are in those positions. Yeah.
Well, no,
I think we should let China take over. We should let China take over. Learn how to make Nikes. Try to see how far we get in the camps. I think we really should just let China have the country. I don't think we should have free speech or anything like that. I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of I'm sick of our freedom.
That's the Supreme Court stuff. What do you guys think about that stuff?
That's not. If China takes over, that's not going to look good for me, man. I just recently converted to Uyghur Muslim, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you'll definitely be in a camp then. That's for sure.
If they took over, it'll be like home. Everything I own is made in China. I can't afford it.
See, I'm actually hoping that the woke take over in America because I'm married to a Native American girl with disabilities, so I'm gonna get a pretty sweet gig on the communist hierarchy, man. I can just ride that fucking wave. So.
Yeah, but you know how it works though. Once the communists officially take over, those kinds of things don't matter, dude.
Yeah.
You're still just fucking.
I'm just a worker bee.
Lined up against the wall with the rest of us.
Yep, I'm just a worker bee. Yeah, but I will enjoy my time. I will enjoy my time in the house for the time being.
I made these for practice earlier, so I know, so we can get these ready and just mail them straight to China. I've been practicing.
Dude, those look pretty good, man.
I'm top shelf, bro. I'm gonna make a lot of money when our rightful overlords take over.
Did you carve that out of one solid piece of rubber?
I stapled 17 slaves together, and then.
Nice.
So you chose Nikes instead of iPhones. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like the safety net outside of that.
Oh yeah, okay. It kind of fucks with the aesthetic, right, of the Apple factory. Yeah, I don't like it either. I mean, corporate cubicles, that's cool, but when you're pushing the net, that's when it goes a little too far. So I totally get it. Totally respect it there.
Is that you or me?
Not me. No one texts me.
No, I was like, wait, is that us?
I actually think we should just make all these countries like a world war and then let the globals take over. We should depopulate the world, let the globals take over, Let AI, let like 17 rich dudes and AI live here,
Are you trying to get this fucking video totally boosted by Facebook right now?
Yeah, Facebook's like, hold on.
Facebook's like taking off all of the fucking shackles, the digital shackles that are on this.
Dude. I think we should give the banks to all the Jews because we'd be less in debt. We wouldn't be $30 trillion in debt, which is.
Well, my network I'm on for my show, Outlaw Streamers, they are currently banned for a month on Facebook for no reason. So all the growth in my show has to be organic now. So go check it out. We need your help more than ever, guys. Go watch it.
Have you considered becoming a Jewish supremacist?
I've considered converting. I have the appointment with the local synagogue set up, so I just gotta go down there next Friday when I got some time, and they'll.
I was like, I hope someone's Jewish on this show. Otherwise, this is really we're gonna burn.
No, I'm not actually Jewish.
I'm just a big fan of their work, and I'm just a big fan of their work, and I think they're the best people on earth, and they should run everything.
I was like, we should have invited George Santos. I feel like we're missing one.
George Santos.
Sean's actually Jewish, but I just speak well of the people. I just like.
I got 25% over here, so you'd think I'd be more successful. That's for sure.
How are you a percentage of a religion?
It's not the religious aspect, just the
the genes, the bloodline,
the bloodline aspect.
There's a guy that explained it in the 40s. I forget his name, but he
had a book about it. Yeah,
he explained it. He explained something about it. I don't remember his name though. He doesn't seem. He seems like a nobody.
He was this artist. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't he draw dogs?
Yeah.
There's actually a school here you have to have Hawaiian blood. They check your quantum, something called quantum.
Oh, dude, Hawaii's super racist, bro. I'm like,
You have
all
to need a
these
certain
brown people,
quantity
they hated me, bro. I went to like these poor neighborhoods, and everybody just looked like they want to kill me. Like, then I was like part of the Dole Fruit Company or something. There's like,
Well, the problem is, dude, out here,
dude, I'm
if you're
ice cream, bro.
Caucasian out here, you're a minority. That's the problem. And, obviously on the mainland, there are more white people, I guess, that you see around. But here,
yeah, but there's less gray-looking people. So I'm a minority because I'm the only good-looking person in Missouri. So it's like weird. It's like anywhere I go, it's just all hideous fucking people. It's like, no offense.
It's like when I took my husband to the Bronx. He was like, "We're the white people." I said, "Look, there's one on the corner. It turns white when it tells you to cross."
I have a white friend who lives in the Bronx.
Well, today that's possible.
These days, yeah, these days it's like a hipster neighborhood.
Hillary Clinton changed shit everywhere.
I'm actually 10% white, so I can make all these jokes I made tonight. I'm actually 10% white.
What's the other 90?
Racist.
Right. Yeah, no. The only time we saw white people growing up,
90%.
you saw a white person driving through your neighborhood. That means they missed the exit for Yankee Stadium, and they look terrified.
Fuck the Yankees. I'm from St. Louis. Fuck the Yankees on the record.
No, fuck you, man. No, you're
fuck you. You're fucking stupid.
Are you crazy? Now I'm gonna get straight on you. No.
I hope a second 9/11 happens. I fucking hate New York, and I fucking.
Oh, I hope you're in the elevator on the top floor.
Oh. That's the best rebuttal. That was good, actually, bro. That was good. Well played. But fuck New York still. I still hate your entire city.
You lucky red is my favorite color. I would have hung up.
Well, that's why. So you're more of a Cardinals guy than with red, huh?
Well, when it comes to baseball, I like all the teams. I don't have a favorite. Except out of the Mets, I didn't like that much because that was 3 train rides and 45 minutes you didn't get back from your life.
Nobody likes the Mets. Not even the Mets like the Mets. Like I don't even think any Mets player likes the Mets. He's like, man, I wish I could.
The Mets only had one big shining moment. That was in '86, I think, when they got the World Series.
I don't know, man. I don't watch baseball. I don't take a lot of naps anymore. I don't have time. So
I gotta watch more sports though, because I hate running into celebrities out here and I don't know who they are. I took care of some guy named Julian Edelman. I ignored him for the whole thing.
That guy's a fucking legend. I'm a Patriots
no idea
fan,
who he
man.
was. You know what? In Hawaii, we tend to, when you approach a group, no matter how big the celebrity is, you address the eldest in the group. So since I didn't know who he was, I literally bumped my shoulder to get by him and get to his mother and say, "Hi, do you have a reservation?" And she pointed to her son, and he was pretty cool about it. But it wasn't until I got home that someone saw the video, and I don't know. I sent it to TMZ. I'm waiting for a check because I got him dancing hula.
Did you see the video of Dr. Oz dancing at the Taylor Swift concert in Pennsylvania?
Oh my God!
Unfortunately, no.
I hope he took a prescription first.
Man, he could have been our next senator.
Man.
Oh, that's right.
Instead, Fetterman is, dude. He's even funnier.
It was a no-brainer, literally.
Dr. Oz was too funny. He was in one supermarket pretending it was another supermarket, and everybody in the world knew he was at the wrong supermarket.
Well, it wasn't even. He was talking about crudité. He was like, "I'm trying to make crudité." I'm like, hold on, what's crudité? Let me Google that. I've never heard of it. Apparently, it's a veggie tray. I had no idea.
Are you guys trying to say TV's fake?
Yes.
That's a bold statement. It's a bold statement.
The TV's fake?
Only the internet is real.
That's true. Only this show's real. Every other show's
fake.
That
and COVID.
Every other show's fake other than this show. And that's based with Caleb.
That's based with Caleb Salvatore. Is real as
that's
fuck.
Real show too. Sorry to.
Yep. No, you're good.
Like
you're good. You know it's real when we keep getting fucking silenced by Facebook, bro. You know it's legit there. Yeah, that's how you know we're saying something they don't want us to.
I'm gonna start using that for like every excuse for like a status that doesn't go well. I'm like, that only had 10 likes because the fucking Illuminati didn't want you to fucking see it, bro.
Well,
I'm like, yeah, my cousins and my fucking mom hit like on it, yeah, but like they didn't let anyone else hit like on it because like the fucking Illuminati is like on me right now, and like fucking dude, it'd have like 1 million views. It'd have 1 million views.
Don't laugh at me, but what's Illuminati?
Illuminati is this organization that you entered by joining the show.
Yeah,
we're
welcome.
Throughout his TV on Roku, and so thank you for joining the Illuminati. I appreciate it. Thanks for
welcome aboard.
I hear the word a lot on TV. I never dared ask anybody what the hell that is.
Lots of gay sex. Lots of gay sex.
Oh, in that case, I should be royalty.
Welcome aboard.
Should be royalty.
You're already an officer.
He's the highest ranking member of the Illuminati on the show. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I just keep getting more and more tiaras. Where would I put them?
I saw like this meme earlier that was like you used to pretend to be gay to get out of the military. Now you pretend to be gay to get rank. Just like like MASH and stuff. Like they'd be like, oh no, I can't join the military. I'm gay. And they're like, okay, you can't join. Now they're like, okay, Admiral, here you go.
I really wanted to join the military, but they don't let you bring a hairdryer. So I couldn't. I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. with all those guys in my room looking like shit. No way.
Yeah, I only like beating up like 18-year-old Russians on the internet at Fortnite. You know, I don't like doing it in real life. You know, it's like I don't know. War's weird. It's just like the poor versus the poor. You know, it's like I bet our poor fucking people can beat up your poor fucking people, and then like and then become like I'm not saying like. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, it's the rich people pay money for the poor people to go out to fight. So whichever side has rich people with deeper pockets that are willing to spend the money, then you can. Well, that's why Israel could never win like a full-on war because they're all Jewish and they just get too cheap to actually continue.
Oh my God.
Jhonny's actually a white supremacist. He doesn't like the Jews. The rest of us all like the Jews and love them.
Love them. Please give me a deal. Please sign me.
I'll tell you this, if my ex-boss ever sees an episode of this show, my job at the Bronx Jewish Community Council is completely canceled. They will never have me back there.
They don't like Jewish supremacists. They think the Jewish people are the perfect people and should run the banks in Hollywood. That's what I think.
I agree.
I think we could all be friends. I'm a big fan, and I just fanboy him. Like,
you might as well, man.
Dustin found a penny. Good job, bro. Fuck yeah.
Was it heads up?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Time to celebrate.
Jhonny got one, dude. You got one. It's dope. Military just was about to hit the red button. I'm like, fuck that.
Uh-oh.
You think my soul's infinite and like I'm going to heaven because I'm Christian, you know? It's pretty cool. So it doesn't really matter, you know? It's like it's all an illusion. It's all like God's test, you know? It's all all an illusion. It's all fake.
That's the cool thing about it, man. It's like even if you don't believe in God, you can always admit you were wrong and still get eternal salvation, you know?
It's pretty cool.
It's always
heaven seems dope. I'm excited about heaven at some point. I got some stuff to do first, but you know.
Yeah, I'll wait a little bit, you know? Yeah. Give me a couple hundred more years. I'll be all right here.
I want those Methuselah numbers, bro. You got like fucking like 900 years or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. Those like ancient kings, the Sumerian kings that lived for hundreds and hundreds of years. Is that who you're talking about?
That'd be crazy.
That's because they took Alex Jones's Superman.
Yeah, what would you do with 800 years?
Poor Alex Jones. Or at least
could you imagine?
He's fat too.
Could you imagine like knowing you had 800 years to live and you do nothing? Like imagine like there you know there would still be like people that be like, you know, I'm cool selling insurance for State Farm for the next 700 years.
Dude, that's crazy to think about. It'd be like my 20s. I'd be like, yeah, for 100 years I just got drunk, you know. I just got drunk for 100 years, you know.
Wouldn't that be awesome though? 100 years of just partying and it's like, oh, I'm only an eighth of the way there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I got 700 years to actually try, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck, man, that would be wild. Who said fairy tales? Oh, are we getting our religion dunked on? That's okay. That's okay.
Our religion.
Our religion. It's all good. My religion. Oh, it's fairy tales, sweetie. It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay.
More heaven for me. That's where I'm at.
There's more room.
Heaven for me. I'm like, all right.
There's more room. Yeah, exactly. That's all good.
Stretch out a little bit. I'm like, oh, fuck. That's the best part about heaven is no atheists. You know, like people like comic book T-shirts and shit. I mean, it's like the 40-year-olds in comic book T-shirts are gone. It's like, fuck. finally got rid of them. Heaven would suck with atheists. It would fucking suck.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know that because Earth sucks with them. You know,
dude, I know. It's like you can always tell who's atheist because they'll tell you 20 times.
See. I was agnostic for a long time. I was never like an atheist because I just always found it's just so cringy, and I just never wanted to associate myself with the word.
That's like It's like being vegan, but like giving turtle damnation. You know, it's like
Right, yeah.
we have to tell everybody like, did you know that I will suffer forever?
Or being trans, except with eternal. Actually, no, they have eternal damnation already.
Same
Never
thing.
mind. Yeah,
Oh,
same thing. Never mind. Same thing there. Sandman episode, The Immortal. I don't know what that is.
Never heard of it.
Brian's like a rocket scientist. He built like this. He has this company that like builds like rockets to. He wants to like. I met him because he wants to like mine other asteroids, and I was like, he said he had this meeting at like this Cortex building, and they're like, and he said $1 $2 I'm like, I've never heard of what a $1 is, and I googled it. I'm like, I'm listening to everything this meeting says now. What is a $1 I'm like, that'd be fucking dude. It'd be a terrifying planet if I became a $1 you know, for everybody but me, you know. Really.
I feel. What do you even do with that much money at that point?
You join the globalists and you kill all you fuckers.
That's
As soon as I'm a controller, I still love you guys out. I'm with the globalists, you know.
Cool.
I'm in the game. You know?
I would expect nothing less because I would do the same fucking thing. So I'm all for
each and every one of you. Yeah, immediately.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't even think about it. I'd be like, thanks for the.
I would be upset if you didn't. Be offended if you didn't.
Oh, Catholic seems like Satanist as fuck to me. Like someone said brought up Catholic. Like that shit fucking like seems like a satanic cult to me.
Yeah, Catholicism is occultic in so many ways. I mean, what do you say? Confirmed Catholic, then with straight occult. From one cult to the next.
Dude, I went there on edibles one time, and everybody just freaked me the fuck out, bro. They're just like they just seemed like they're all like doing this satanic ritual. I'm like, God wouldn't care about any of this. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Just be good. Like the church is outside, the church is everywhere. You know, it's not just in a building. It's weird.
Well, they used to call our family satanic a lot because we practice Santeria, and that doesn't fall right with
practice Santeria.
That's not just a song. So I was smoking cigars when I was 6.
Hell yeah, that's badass. That's gonna be my kid.
But because sometimes, you know, especially in the inner city, they don't understand why you just went and bought a live chicken and brought it into your apartment.
Well,
stuff like that. Yeah. It was completely a huge religious party. It would be 40, 50, 60 people, mostly Africans and Puerto Ricans. And there were chicken sacrifices.
Question: Has your community heard of KFC? Easy solution.
As old as Colonel Sanders is, Santeria predates them all.
Sounds like you won't have any problems with the Illuminati ritual we're going to bring to you.
Yeah, you're perfect for the ritual. We're gonna.
The blood ritual will not phase you.
Under your belt.
Well, the reason why it was especially feared upon was because when the slaves were brought over to here and everywhere else, they had to hide all the names of their gods behind the names of the Catholic saints. So sometimes when you go to people's homes, you'll see, say, Santa Barbara, you'll see St. Lazarus. Well, they're not really praying to them. They just had to pray to them in front of their captors and stuff like that. So, you know, anyway. So there you go. You guys said bringing up Satanism.
Oh, they brought Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, to there. That's
I believe his name in Santeria is Olofi.
Jesus.
A lot of names. There were a lot of names, a lot of roads. Like Indian, like American Indian tribes and stuff like that. The African tribes have roads, and everything is sacred everywhere, especially here in Hawaii. That's why most of the highways are built over the ground. They don't touch the dirt.
Man, Brian knows his Catholic history, obviously here. I've read that Catholicism was basically created by Constantine, because he was trying to kill all the Christians and get rid of Christianity, and he couldn't do it. So then one morning he just woke up and said, "Oh, I'm a Christian now," and formed Catholicism. But it was really just the pagan religion that they were already practicing, just kind of with different things called different things, and worshiping the disciples instead of the different pagan gods, and renaming shit.
I believe it. Anytime there's that much organization behind something, it spooks me a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
it's just a little spooky. Just a little spooky.
Like Scientology, I think they're the scariest of them all.
Oh, they're just a bunch of freaks.
But they're such gatekeepers for careers in California. Like they can really end your career in California. They're that powerful over there.
See, I scared the living piss out of some Mormons one time. I had just moved into an apartment years and years ago in a not so great area, and I was setting some shit up. And it's like not nighttime, but it's getting dark, and I just hear boom, 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 boom on my door, and I'm like, "Fuck, who the fuck is that?" So I just peer out the window, and I peer out the little door hole, the eye hole in the door, and I just see two dudes sitting there, and I'm like, "Fuck!" So I grab my 9. And I open the door with it in plain sight, and I'm like, "Can I help you?" And it's these 2 Mormon kids, and I just scared them to death. They're like, "Is Jose here?" I'm like, "Nah, Jose ain't here, man. Can I help you?" And they go, "Well, he used to give us money." And I'm like, "He don't fucking live here no more. Maybe you shouldn't pound on people's doors when it's dark outside, bro. That's a good way to get killed." That was not so that was the last time the Mormon missionaries came to my door when I lived at that shit.
No way.
I held those guys up on a pedestal for years because they're like little walking priests supposedly. They don't do anything wrong. And so my sister broke one of them, and he started dating her while doing. And they're not supposed to date while they're on a mission, by the way. So
Fun fact: they come to your door. They come to your door. They got to do anything you ask them. So if you tell them, "Hey, will you like mow my lawn and bag the leaves and shit for me," and then I'll listen to your religion, they have to do it.
No,
So
my friend was moving one time, and like the Mormons came up and like gave me like their book and stuff, and they helped him move the rest of his stuff. Like 2 of them were like moving all of his stuff into like his car.
Yeah,
like it's my buddy Luke. I was helping him move, and like these Mormons just came up. I didn't know that, but I saw that, is what I'm saying. Like I didn't know that prior. They asked if they could help. I'm just like, yeah. Of course. I'm like, obviously. I was just like, I didn't know that they had to do that.
I couldn't.
Once and only one. They talked me into going to Nebraska. I got to go to their church. It was weird. They wet their bread in water.
You're a gay dude at a Mormon church, bro. You would have burst into flames.
I don't even know. Well, you know what? Everyone likes a challenge, and I guess when I opened my door, they went, "Yes, we're gonna convert this one back."
They thought they could get you back to the light, back to the pussy.
I am the light, sir, and I'm definitely not a pussy.
No, back to the pussy.
Oh, okay.
Back to the pussy. They were gonna get you back to it, man. That was their
I like how you defended that immediately, though. I respect the immediate defense, though. I'm being thought you're called a pussy. You're like, I'm not a fucking.
Fuck you. I'm not a pussy.
I respect that. I respect that. What up? That'd be weird, like having like a gay Mormon dude married to like 6 women. You seem like a waste. It'd be like such a waste.
Sorry, I got cut out.
Could you imagine how catty that house would get?
Oh,
a gay
God,
dude married to 6 women.
And how clean?
Oh yeah, it'd be the interior design would be on point. The interior design would be on point. There's no doubt about that. What about brothers?
Well, you said six girls and a gay dude. Isn't that 7 brides for no brothers?
Oh yeah, that's true.
See, my jokes are dated. I need an older crowd. Go out and get me some older people, folks. So.
Well, Sean's old too, so like gosh, yeah, Sean's yeah.
80s is not old. You're on the bus though. You're definitely a few stops behind me.
Dude, I'm 41 now, so.
Oh, you don't look a day over fabulous. Good for you.
I'll be dead soon.
Oh, don't say that. Oh. Your career should go first.
That career's been dead for a long time.
Your career.
You're still young.
Where are you playing at when you come up to Omaha, man?
Barnado?
Okay, I've played that club before. Okay, I think we talked about it last time I was on here. Yeah, that's a nice place.
Yeah, I played it before too. I like that spot. It's connected to the Bentley dealership. We always ask for a Bentley on our rider, and
never get one.
This time though, I think we will.
Are you still in Nebraska? I'm sorry. Are you still in Nebraska?
I live in Omaha. Yeah. When are you?
Okay.
What's that? No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask. There was 2 bars I used to go to. The other one was called The Run.
The Run. Where was it at?
That was around the corner from the Max.
I feel like it's something different now. I think I know what you're talking about, but I feel like it's something different.
It was definitely not a high end bar for sure. It was a hole in the wall.
It is permanently closed. That's a gay bar.
Yes, it was. Unfortunately, those were the only bars that let me in.
It is now the Omaha Mining Co., which is
an even
also
gayer bar.
that is an even gayer bar. Yeah, it is still. It continued the legacy. It's still a gay bar. So
You should go to the Smile Empty Soul show that Saturday, bro.
what day? Saturday. What day?
It's that day after the 3rd, I think. Right?
June 3rd.
I'm gonna be in fucking Tennessee, man. Otherwise, I totally would. Fuck.
No worries, dude. We come through usually twice a year, so it's
okay. Yeah.
There's always next time, you know.
Yeah. Next time you guys come through, I will for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me know. I'll get you tickets and stuff.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
He's like, dude, I'd go. I just don't want to.
No, man.
It'd be cool, but like I just don't want to go. So it's like, I hope that's
Bottom of a Bottle is my jam and my freshman year of high school. So I get it. I'm all for it, bro. I love it.
Awesome. Yeah, come out and hang next time we come through. You know, I'm sure later in the year or early next year we'll be back.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I'll take you to all the best gay bars in town. No, I'm kidding.
I'm good on that, but sounds like you know which ones they are now at this point. So
well, the entire audience has gotten a very detailed description and history of Omaha's prestigious gay bar scene.
Omaha's seedy gay bar scene.
Yep, the historic gay bar scene in Omaha.
Right.
Yeah, right. The two, or there are more now, but there was only two.
Omaha's a gay bar. Like the whole town's a gay bar.
It's just a giant gay bar. Yeah, you go to Burger King and there's dudes grabbing you in the bathroom. It's fucking ridiculous, man. No. I'm sure there's fun.
Nobody grabbed me, but it was enjoyable.
We do have a lot of strip clubs, though. A lot of strip clubs. Like, there's got to be more strip clubs per capita here than anywhere else in the country.
Wherever you have a lot of military bases, big guy. Wherever you have a lot of military bases.
True. Well, we don't just have a military base. We got the one the president goes to if we get nuked.
Office.
Yeah.
I literally lived 4 houses away from there. I never felt so safe in my entire life, if I could be honest with you.
Unless we get nuked, because then you're fucking dead. You'll die in the flash.
Yeah, it's so funny that like people know that fact that if we get nuked, the president goes there. Like I'm pretty sure that puts Omaha right on the fucking.
Oh, for sure.
Right on the list.
Well, because I live in.
It also gives Omaha though the ability. They have what is it? The counter the missiles. The best ones are there as well.
I live in Papillion, La Vista, whatever you want to call it, which is like a suburb to the south of Omaha, and we live 15 minutes from off it. So when that UFO shit was going on, I had to leave for a show. And my fiance's freaking out. She's like, "What am I gonna do if they come on the TV and say, hey, the bombs are hitting?" I'm like, "Well, on the bright side, you won't have to do much because you won't be around much." I was gonna be far enough out that I would die in the fallout, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you guys, that's a basement state. A lot of people have basements there. It's not like California.
You still cook, bro. You still cook with a nuke.
And what is it? Tornado, cellars?
I thought that if you like ducked and covered, that you'd be all right, right? Isn't that the thing you get under your desk and you're good?
Yeah.
That was just an easy way to bury everybody. I think that was just like a fast way to bury. Like go in the hallway, like cover your head. Stack on top of each other if you could in stacks of 10. You know, that's basically they're basically just like ready to just like it's more about getting rid of the bodies faster.
Well, it's about keeping order. It's just like when you're on an airplane and they say if the plane goes down, put your oxygen mask on. That ain't gonna do shit if I fall from 37,000 feet up in the air.
You don't believe in science, bro?
Trust the science. Trust the science.
Right.
They need to change that. They need to drop a bottle of liquor. Drop a bottle of liquor if we're gonna crash.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I'd be all for that. Maybe a little shooter.
Make sure you drink first before you give some to your child.
Man, that was the worst part about Hawaii was like the long ass flight over the ocean, and like 3 hours in, you're like, man, it was 500 miles per hour for 3 hours to get here. And like if this goes down, I'm just like fucking have to swim for like 6 months, dude. I'm just like fuck this, it's like that's like how I thought the whole time, and I'm just like watching like fucking some shitty fucking movies and TV shows. I fucking hated that flight. I wish I could just like.
You don't have to worry about dying if your plane crashes. You'll be fish food.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a survivalist, bro. I'm like this is just gonna waste my time. You know what I mean? I'm like this is fucking like this would be like 6 months of my time. I could be like killing it, but instead I'm swimming across the fucking ocean, getting sunburned, fucking stabbing shit to eat. Fuck that. That's how I feel. It's like I don't want to do that shit. I'm gonna make a fucking corpse lifeboat. I don't give a fuck. I'm getting into the fucking. I'm getting to the fucking land again, but I just don't want to do it. It's gonna take it just seems like it would take forever. I'm like, this is such a waste of time.
Bro, I'm built different. I would survive. I know I would be the only survivor, man. Just built
Do
different.
what? It cut out. What'd you say, brother?
Oh, I said I'm just built different. I know I'd be the only survivor in a plane wreck. So
Well, at least be one of them. Fuck, it's like,
yeah.
I always sit in the back too, man. I'm like, fuck that shit. Like everybody wants like I sit in the front or something. They're like, I'm gonna pay more to sit in the front to die faster. I'm like, fuck that. And like, I just want to sit in the back, and like, maybe get next to that emergency door so I got like leg room. You know what I mean? They're like, are you gonna save us all? Are you gonna save us all? I'm like, yeah, leg room. Yeah, leg room. Yeah.
Absolutely, I'm gonna save you all.
Yeah, leg room. Yeah. You're like the Force, fucking getting him to walk away.
That's what it feels like. I'm just like trying. I'm like usually fucked up to even get on a plane because it's terrifying to me. And
I hate flying.
I'm a straight up coward. I hate
Dude,
it.
and ever since they fired all the best pilots for not taking the vaccine and lowered their standards for the new ones testing in, I'm like, I'm not flying again, man.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm gonna be flying. I drive pretty. Like I've driven to both coasts and shit. So there's no drive that's too long for me. I really don't care. It's all pretty much just kind of a blur to me. But I don't know, man. I'm terrified of flying. I'm flying in September, I think, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Dude, in 2021, my grandfather died in California. I live in Arkansas, and I literally drove my RV to California to go to his funeral rather than fly.
Fuck yeah.
Condolences.
What's that?
Condolences, sir.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Dude, yeah, no, I'll drive. Period. I drove to New Mexico and back in like 2 days. I drove there and then drove back the next day instead of flying. Fuck that from Omaha. It was like a 14-hour drive. Wouldn't recommend it.
Flying over land doesn't bother me as much as like being in the middle of the ocean. I mean, like the land, I'm like, okay, if like something fucks up, hopefully smart enough to fucking flop it into something, Like, and then I'm just like, okay, well here I am, okay, whatever.
Or at least they'll find your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll just be getting an Uber from the middle of the woods. I was like, everybody's like fucking freaking out. I was like, Uber, whatever, Lyft. Like, Uber banned me, so I'm using Lyft. I forgot.
Uber banned you?
Yeah, dude. They just like got rid of my fucking account, no reason.
Fuck, you got canceled from Uber. They Alex Jones'd you.
I was going to college at the time, and
they Alex Jones you.
I Ubered to college, and I tried to leave, and they're like, nope. And then so I just disputed all charges for the last like 3 years. I'm like, dispute. I got all my money back from Uber because fuck those fuckers, dude. And then I use Lyft now, which is like the same.
Lyft is cheaper. See, I got banned.
The same people probably, but
whatever. See, I got banned from Uber, but it was because I was jerking off in the back seat. It's frowned upon.
They're gonna hire CNN now, I think.
After the third strike. After the third strike, they're done. That's. Well, I had to pay for the detail and all that shit. So.
Nice.
So yeah, not really. Obviously, don't take.
I just
that
wanted
out of
Lyft because I don't
context.
have friends. I'm just like well, here, drive me here.
No, Lyft is cheaper, and I don't know, man. I'm not a woman, so I guess I really don't know what it feels like to be uncomfortable getting picked up by a stranger. It's never bothered me before.
Yeah, me either. That's an easy one. Although I stopped using all those services when the whole coronavirus thing was going around and they were forcing you to be masked. I was like, I'm done with you.
Dude, that was the craziest shit. I was in Vegas in the thick of it, and the Uber drivers had like plastic up to separate you from the front seat and shit like that. It was so wild, man. They had like, I remember one Lyft I got into. She had like a mesh thing to protect her. I'm like, the virus is going to go right through this if I have it, right? It was crazy.
Right through this and your mask.
Yeah, and your mask. I didn't wear a mask, but no, it was some wild shit, man.
New York City didn't have that problem because it's the law. It's been the law for like 30 years. All cabbies have to have a window between them and their passengers for it's a safety issue.
Well, that's because you guys. That's because you guys freak out. That's because you guys freak out up there.
You mean you guys
all kill each other.
New Yorkers. I'm just grouping the whole city.
Yeah, we've always had that window where there's a slot that goes like this, and you put your money in, and it goes onto the other side, and there's no germs or other than your hands.
It's like the White Castle in Detroit.
It's a White Castle everywhere.
You gotta put your money in the thing and swivel it around. They can get it. They can put your sliders on the thing and swivel it around, and you get your suitcase of sliders. You know.
That's to prevent robberies, though.
That's why I find it weird when I move, especially to Hawaii. Nothing here has windows, other than for the COVID period. Nothing here has windows. The banks don't have windows. There are no gates on the businesses. They just lock a door and they're windows.
I'm gonna.
It's
hey,
nice to leave the mainland for that reason.
I'm gonna get out of here, but you guys can chill. You guys can talk, whatever. I gotta get out here and handle some stuff. But thanks everybody watching. You guys want to talk? Feel free. I don't give a fuck. I gotta get out of here real fast. So.
Yeah, no.
I should probably go.
I need to walk the dog. So.
Well,
that's not a masturbation joke. That's not a masturbation joke. I actually need to walk my dog.
I'm pretty sure Anthony just got hit with the fucking emergency diarrheas, dude. I never seen
like Betty White. All the Golden Girls are leaving.
He had to handle some shit, bro. He had to handle some
literal shit.
Well, guys, it was really nice talking with you guys, and it was even nicer to go and read your histories and IMDb you and Google you. You guys are freaking hilarious. I really do enjoy your work. I'll be looking at your iPods, your podcast more. And Mr. Danielsen, I can't wait to hear any new music you put out. I'm already hooked on your hits that I heard.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And
the Smile Empty one is my favorite so far. But everything you do is magical.
I appreciate that, dude. You guys take care of yourselves, and
likewise.
And we'll talk soon, I'm sure.
Aloha from Hawaii, everybody. Ahui ho, gentlemen.
Follow my show. That's Base, Caleb Salvatore, outlawstreamers.com.
Likewise. Follow me on TikTok. I'm usually much funnier, but this was it's my first time on a talk show thing, so I kind of wanted to step in but step out. You guys were fun to be with. I enjoyed the training.
Fuck yeah, man. It was nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Feel free to hook up with me on Facebook, guys. I'll stay in touch with you forever.
Hell yeah.
Sounds good, man. Caleb, good talking to you again, dude. Take care.
As always, man. Thank you guys so much. Omaha, Nebraska, this Saturday, May 20th. If you're in the area, come check out my show, Beach House Bar and Grill, 9 p.m. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.